Okay, what's up, y'all? This is Logic Over Emotions. I'm Toya V, and I have Seven City Said in the building.
Seven City Said.
And so the topic is what?
Black men suffer in silence, but let me explain.
Oh, let you explain.
But let me explain.
Okay, okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and play the clip, and we'll we will go from there. If my phone will open up. All right, turn it on. Is it on? Okay. Go ahead and play this. If it wants to open up. What's going on?
We got going on.
No, what it is?
There we go.
Okay.
Is conducive to me being emotionally transparent.
Yes.
We gotta run that back.
I do think that women often take this for granted.
Mm.
Men have been so unsafe their whole life,
Mm.
they do want to feel safe. We have been in environments where our life is, and it's not taken away from the woman's experience, because women have also been in these same situations. But for men, we just have been in these situations where nobody cared how we felt.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody cared how emotionally you felt. Nobody cared about your day. It was, yo, did you make some money today?
Mm-hmm.
How much money you made? What your bag look like?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so because of that, we are left out. There's so many men suffering in silence.
Yeah, especially black men.
Black men, we suffer in silence.
Yeah.
And so it's important for a woman to come to a man and be like, hey, how was your day today?
Yeah.
You know what? I want to just talk about whatever.
Yeah.
When you ready.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? Instead of me doing, baby, you want to have that conversation? Man, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, put me in a situation, just like you said, that women can be manipulative at times.
It's contrivance. It's a positive way of saying
Ah,
it.
okay.
I'm inspired.
Ah, that's good.
Can you hear that?
Set the environment that is conducive to
Can you let me
me
know if you can hear that?
being emotionally transparent.
Yes.
I do think that women often take this for granted.
Mm-hmm.
Men have been so unsafe their whole life,
Mm.
they do want to feel safe. We have been in environments where our life is, and it's not taken away from the woman's experience, because women have also been in these same situations. But for men, we just have been in these situations where nobody cared how we felt.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody cared how emotionally you felt. Nobody cared about your day. It was, yo, did you make some money today?
Mm-hmm.
How much money you made? What your bag look like?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so because of that, we are left out. There's so many men suffering in silence.
Yeah, especially black men.
Black men, we suffer in silence.
Yeah.
And so it's important for a woman to come to a man and be like, hey, how was your day today?
Yeah.
You know what? I want to just talk about whatever.
Yeah.
When you ready.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? Instead of me doing, baby, you want to have that conversation? Man, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, put me in a situation, just like you said, that women can be manipulative at times. Right?
Contrivance. It's a positive way of saying
Ah, okay.
it. I'm inspired.
Ah, that's good.
Yeah.
Set the environment that is conducive to me being emotionally transparent.
Yes.
I do think that
Okay.
women often take this for granted.
All right. So you picked this topic, and so why did you pick this topic?
I picked this topic because it go way deeper than just. This topic goes deeper than just pointing the blame. It goes deeper. It goes looking in the mirror, everybody being accountable, and it addresses so many sayings that people have these days. A lot of ladies will say black women are the most unprotected person on this earth.
Mm-hmm.
But the black man is attacked every single day. She may be unprotected, but he's being attacked every day, outside and in the home a lot of times. So that's why I picked the topic, because it's it goes hand in hand with that cliche saying.
I never thought about that. Y'all get attacked every day.
Every single day.
And women do not get attacked. You know what? That's some shit. Because I never thought about that. I never thought about it like that. So, how can I put this, right? You suffer in silence. How does a woman help you take some of that hardship off? Because, or should I say, or we can get to that. But do you have a situation or somebody, your homeboy or you, that you can share? And then you can ask, I can ask my question.
All right, just in general, I mean, I do have past relationships where it feels like you go to work or you go outside if you're not working,
Mm-hmm.
and you get into it with the people at work, the supervisor, the team lead, whoever. You get into it with co-workers. You get into it with the person over a parking spot outside the store. You get it, that, like, simple stuff. And or you might be in a club. You might get into it. You on alert because you outside as a man. You always got to be on alert. You don't never know what's gonna go down. And the thing as a man, you always your goal is to make it home at the end of the night, right? Because you do got a family. You do got people who wanna see you the next day. You do got people you live for on a daily basis. And when you go through all that, the last thing you want to do when you come home is to come home to an argument as well. You don't want to come home after all that fighting versus everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it already shows the world hates a confident, intelligent, or successful black man. And our race is the only race that assists in tearing the men down. There's no other race that does it.
Well, do you think that's because of slavery then? You
It
think
does-
it's deep? You think that is deep rooted into slavery? And we just never got into that point of the shackles being taken off of our necks, the invisible shackles, should I say?
That go with that. It go with the it goes with the false liberation of women, right?
False liberation of women.
Because it was a fight for equal rights, right? And I
Mhm.
hear a lot of women now say, whoever came up with this, where women need to be equal and work is just like men, I take that back. It's a joke. It's a running joke, but at the same time, like, when it comes to slavery, Jim Crow, and women being incentivized to not have a man in the house,
Mm-hmm.
our race is the only race that, I ain't gonna say the only race that does it, is the only race that makes it public. A black man, and if a black man stand up and speak against what's being done, a lot of women go consider him to be a sassy guy.
Right.
He set his standards, he set his boundaries. Women will call a man sassy just for having values, for having his own, knowing his worth.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no other race that assists. Like, every black man that make it, he deemed to be in the Illuminati, or he got to be part of something else, or he had to mess with another man to get this position. You don't hear nobody say that about Bill Gates. You don't hear nobody say that about Warren Buffett. You don't hear nothing about no white guy. You don't hear nothing about no Asian guy. You don't hear nobody say Elon Musk had to do this to get here.
Right.
But when it's a successful black man,
Mm-hmm.
everybody tears them down, and then they use our women against us as well to tear us down.
Okay. So how do you? Okay. So you're so I'm gonna repeat because I like to repeat so I can understand. So you're saying a black man has it harder than any other culture or race that. Let me say this. let me reel this back real quick. So if men feel attacked, right? They feel like they have it hard. What is needed for them not to feel attacked anymore?
By the rest of the world, first of all, once we get our home in order,
That I'm talking about our home.
yeah,
Because you're saying black men. You saying black men.
Okay. So the home needs to be a place where you feel welcome at.
Mm-hmm.
The home needs to be a place where you want to be.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Most of the time, if a man knows he's coming home to an argument,
right,
it'll take a little bit longer to get home. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ever, and I know a lot of people that do this. They know when they go in the house,
right,
they back to the BS. So they are decompressing the car. They might sit in the driveway. They might sit in the parking lot and just say, you know what? I ain't ready to walk in.
You know what? I do see that. I do. Like, at the apartment complex that I was in, I did see a man. He got home and he just sat in his car. And I was just like, all right, cool. And then I walked my dog and I came back and he was knocked out. Like, knocked out sleeping. And then I was just like, okay. And then the wife comes downstairs just knocking on the window, like, what are you doing? Da, 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 da. And he's just like this. And now you saying that, damn.
Yeah, when you know you got to go in the house to some BS, you might take the long way home. It's like
he fell asleep in his car. That's terrible.
You understand, like, you ever seen a man when she said, go sleep on the couch, you be on like movies and stuff or
right.
TV. Oh, you sleeping on the couch tonight? And he like, all right. Like, because for real, our woman is really the last person we want to argue with. That is what the point is, right? Mm-hmm. The woman in your life is the last person that you should feel like is against you, or that you should feel at odds with, when the rest of the world is already against you. So I know a lot of guys in my lifetime. I ain't gonna say nobody directly, and I know I've been in that situation before where you know what? This is gonna be an argument. I gotta brace myself. This is gonna be one of those situations where I'm not even gonna be comfortable. I'm gonna be all right when I go in the house because I ain't gonna feel
right.
like I don't belong in my own house. But going home and feeling alone still, and you ain't got no who else you got to talk to, because the rest of the world, they made it a thing for you can't express your emotions out loud because you deemed as weak once you start voicing your emotions out loud.
Right.
So who you got to talk to? Nobody. You keep it in.
So you don't feel like, you can open up to your homeboys? You don't think everybody should have a homeboy that they can open up to?
I believe you should have a brother circle. I do believe you should have a men's circle, right? Now, with that being said, a lot of times, even some of your closest bros, they don't have the same experience as you. Mm-hmm. And sometimes they can give you the advice. They can give you the advice that they would employ
from their perspective.
Yeah, but if they've never been in this situation, right? Mm-hmm. Then they can't necessarily tell you how to handle this situation. They can listen to you vent,
right?
But in regard to actually, that it don't end there. It don't end there for us because it don't solve what's wrong. And men are naturally problem solvers.
Right.
So I can talk about it to 1,000 people, but if I still got the problem, I'm still wearing it. Mm. So
what do you think the solution is? Like, I mean, what do you feel like a woman could do to make it a softer, safer place? Because you're saying society is already against you, right? And so now we're going to talk about being in the home. So wouldn't you pick a woman that would be your piece before you marry her?
Well, that's a hopeful thing.
Or a girlfriend or significant other?
Well, that's usually what I go off of. I gauge like who I engage in relationships with, who I court, all that based off my own things, right? Mm-hmm. One thing I do know when it comes to picking who I want to be with in that aspect, I don't want it to feel like I don't want it to feel like I'm being manipulated to. I don't want to be manipulated or feel like I'm attacked or feel like I'm being misused or only seen as this. That I don't choose a woman who I see doing that before I can even get to point A. Because 9 times out of 10, everything that she wants, I'm going to give or do anyways.
Right.
But when I see I'm being manipulated, I kind of back away from it. So what a woman can do, as far as making a man feel welcome, be genuine, be accountable for her own emotions, her own mishaps. When she wrong, she can say she wrong. Also, she could be a little, in my opinion, right? You want your woman to be straight with you all the time,
Mm-hmm.
but if a woman is always criticizing you,
Mm-hmm.
she ain't the one for you more than likely. But also, if she always criticizing you, she always looking for what's wrong. 9 times out of 10, you ain't gonna want to go towards a man about nothing in life. Because if again, that's what make it feel like it's a whole another person against you.
So you feel like if you, but wouldn't that start? But that safe space would start with you, right? You would find someone that actually cared about what your feelings and stuff. Or do you get into relationships knowing that, hey, this is only as far as I can go with my emotions with this person? Because what I'm trying to understand is, black men are saying that they're hurt in silence, right? But then when they get with someone that's willing to be there for them, it's hard. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's hard. Like, to get, and I'm just going to be 100. It's hard to love a black man. It's hard because y'all are attacked. Because y'all have so much you're dealing with. It's like when you do come to that, to home, it's like a person is pulling teeth. Like, everything cool, everything, you know what I'm saying? And then a woman that is healed or working, or because healing is always, it's a marathon. Yeah, it's a marathon. But when you have someone that's there for you and that's like, okay, open up, baby, just, you know what I mean? It is like hitting a brick wall all the time. And then when you do have a man that has that trauma, a woman like me doesn't know that until we get deeper into our situation, right? Because they say about 6 months you start to really like see the realness about a person. So we could be cool, but then it's like, babe, how's your day? Like, work, da da da. Oh, it's fine. It's okay.
I don't think it's a time frame. I don't think it's a time frame before you start seeing what's real about somebody. I feel like
some people do that.
I feel like when you go through real situations with a person, that's when you see their character. That's when you see who they really are. I don't think we can be together for 5 weeks or we can be together for 5 years and might not have been through the worst because we might have been in good spaces in our lives during those 5 years. But I can meet somebody today, rock with them for 3 months, and go through some traumatic experience with them, and they still there, and they were held me solid more than anybody else. And I'm like, oh, you know what? This person really rock with me. I can gauge it off. I gauge it off stuff like that. So it don't.
But not everybody is healed though. That's what I'm saying. You're. It's hard for a woman like me to be like, okay, I'm gonna talk to this individual because right now he seems cool, because you don't really know a person until, like you said, shit happens. So what happens for those 6 months? Nothing is happening, and I'm like, how's your day, babe? Oh, it's good. It's good. Yeah, it's fine. Anything happen today? So you have women like me that wants to know how your day is, that wants to know certain things, but then I'm hit with this wall. You know what I mean? So I'm asking, what is it that I need to do to get past that wall? Because honestly, I deal with that with a lot of black men. I do. It is. It's a wall. And it's just like, hey, I'm a safe space. Hey, I'm different. Hey, I'm built from a different cloth, right? Because I'm healing. I'm working within myself. You know what I'm saying? So with me, it's kind of frustrating.
it's easy for anybody to say that they are a safe space.
No. I'm healing, so I'm. It's like an ongoing thing. A safe space, I feel like, is something that has to be managed. You see what I'm saying? You have to continue to, you know what I'm saying? But if I can't get through that wall, how can I show you I'm a safe space?
All right, so check it. So every situation is situational, right? So check this out. You can be wanting to have that conversation, but who's to say how our day went prior to me coming home? Who's to say that when I walked out the door this morning, there wasn't an issue between you and I that was unresolved?
Mm-hmm.
And you might have decided to let it go sometime throughout the day. But me, I know that situation is still there. I'm still like, excuse my language. I'm like,
No, don't curse on my show. Go ahead.
look, yo, why are you talking to me? Like we not done with until.
But doesn't that have to do with emotional intelligence?
Like, no. Because first of all, it has to do with accountability first, right? So we gotta acknowledge a problem, and men are natural problem solvers. Until the issue is resolved, we still carrying that. Like you could say, "Hey, how you doing?" But I know what you did 20 minutes ago. I know what you did this morning. Like, so that conversation is gonna be null and void because the issue is still there.
Mm.
And I know a lot of ladies who do it too. Like, but y'all do. Some ladies do it in a different way. They'll carry it later on. Like, I can say what I feel today because I naturally want to voice my opinion. And you're going to bring up the 3 things that made you mad this week, last week, and the week before. Right? Not you in general.
I know you're not using me as general.
But I'm saying, basically, deflecting when I bring the issue that I want resolved right now to you or that I want to address to you is usually met with the deflection. Remember the other day when you did so and so?
So that should be established at the beginning of a relationship of, hey, if something's going on, then, because that's a part of emotional intelligence, right? It's like, hey, if there's something that's going on, we need to talk about it before we go to bed or before you go to sleep or whatever it may be so that we can move forward. Because if you're telling me that there was something wrong in the beginning of the day and you held on to that all day, then it's just like I'm going out my day thinking it's cool. So I'm not even thinking about, any resolution or if I said something wrong. You know what I'm saying? And then you come home with an attitude, and I'm like, you good?
First of all,
and then hold up, and then you bring it up, right? And the woman like, yo, I mean, you went all day and you couldn't tell me there was a problem, and then that ends up becoming an argument because they feel like, hey, like I'm here, like why don't you tell me what's wrong? But I also think it's where the woman is at the end of the day, but it's not about that because it's not about me. By other people.
So what else happened for him throughout that day?
And that's when I say when you come home or if I talk to you, it's like, hey babe, well, how was your day? It was fine.
So we had a problem, and I had a bad day on top of that, and the bad day started with the issue I had with you. I got stuck in traffic this morning on the way to wherever I was going. Got to wherever I was going, had issues there the whole day. My attitude was messed up the entire time because of how my day started.
Right.
Then on the way home, somebody cut me off. Somebody said something crazy. I get a text message or a phone call that won't good. I walk in the house and I'm looking at the person who my day started with, and it started off bad. So the conversation that I had with you in that moment ain't gonna be a good conversation. Like not too many people are dropping that because they know how that day started, why it started that way.
And that's what I'm trying to say is, how does a woman, and like it has to be at the beginning. It has to be at the beginning because I'm not understanding why you wouldn't want, like, it could be like, baby, not right now. I had a long day. When I want to talk about it, we'll talk about it. Because I feel like if we communicate that there's an issue on hand, we can govern ourselves differently. But I'm thinking from a person, from me, right? But a lot of people do not know that they have these issues, you know what I'm saying, where they can't come to their girlfriend, you know? So if I was just a regular woman, what would you tell me? Like, if I came to you and I was like, Ced, I got this man, like, I got my boyfriend, and I really, like, I'm trying my best to, like, be there for him, but it's just like he just won't open up. He just won't open up.
You can't force nobody to be ready for something that they're not ready for. It don't happen on your time, unfortunately. There got to be something that the person is willing to do.
So if they're not willing to do that, then I need to get out of the relationship?
Yeah, that's up to you if you feel like it's worth staying for. I can't tell you to leave somebody or stay with somebody. That's ultimately your decision and their decision. But there's no forcing a person to have a sentiment or a chain reaction based on your requirement in the moment. It don't happen that way.
Okay, so basically a woman should build the safe space at the beginning of the relationship, like right away.
We can say a step. Like we come into relationships.
Because when does the safe space start?
We come into well, firstly, like I said, at the beginning, when I said it start with the person themselves looking in the mirror, right? Before you place blame on somebody else, you gotta look in the mirror first. You gotta establish that before anything else. You gotta look in the mirror and be able to call yourself, self-check yourself. You gotta be able to say,
emotional intelligence.
I was right, I was wrong, I can do better here, I'm doing good here. You gotta be able to look in the mirror first. You gotta be self-accountable. And then you gotta not be dismissive, right? So if I voice to you, like during this conversation, if I say, hey, we get attacked, so-and-so and so-and-so, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you say, it's natural for you as a nurturer to say, how do I resolve that? How do I get past that?
Mm-hmm.
We still here because we haven't addressed. We being attacked every day. We getting attacked at home. At home, and like we expecting the argument when we come home. We know it's gonna be some BS, but we going through BS the whole. Like I look at the Kyron Lacey situation, right? I'm going off on a tangent, but I want you to understand.
All right, bring it back around.
Hold on, Kyron Lacey, right?
Mm-hmm.
He just got blamed for causing a vehicular death, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the police coerced the witnesses and people on scene to say that he caused the accident.
Mm-hmm.
This man was hated by everybody until the facts came out.
Mm-hmm.
This man killed himself. He took his own life. And then the video come out now, and the man was innocent, right? So that's what black men have been up against since forever. There's a lot of black men that's innocent in a lot of cases that's sitting because somebody said something wrong, or somebody lied, somebody embellished the truth, somebody planted false evidence on the police, and to have to deal with that, first of all, you got to have a support system, somebody who gonna really rock with you, somebody who not gonna add to the people looking to get over or manipulate or misuse you or mistreat you. So we got to address that first. You got to, like, somebody having your back through all that. That's how we establish that first off. Then secondly, we can address the emotional stuff. We don't really do a whole. Some men are more emotional than others. I ain't gonna say we all don't, but we only do emotions when we have to, for the most part. As a whole, I can't speak for everybody else, but we do emotions by choice. We're not giving everybody that same emotion. We're not just open to everybody with.
No, I get that, but I just. Okay. What's confusing me about all of this, right? Or what's causing me to come to this thought process right now is I know we're gonna say we're in a relationship or our friends are in a relationship, whatever it is, right?
Okay.
if I'm getting to know you, right, and we're talking and this is at the beginning,
Okay.
right, and something happens to you, do you look at that first incident that something bad happened to you? Do you judge a woman by that first incident you have with her, if she's gonna be a safe space or not?
I'm looking at what she's most concerned with in those moments.
Right?
Right? So I look at a woman, if myself, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had health scares, right? Real life health scares.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost out of here. If I look at a woman and I see that she won't dare the way she was supposed to be, or didn't ask if I needed anything, didn't rush to be by my side, didn't attempt to help me get back on my feet, I know this is not my lady.
Right.
She might be a good time, she might be fun, but I know this is not my person. Even if I thought so before that. Even if I swore on that before that. If a person show you that, you gotta live with the fact that that person is showing you. Or if you heavily committed to a person, to a woman, and you going out your way to show her, yo, I'm really in this, and she kind of like in and out, she's not sure about it, then okay, because I'm sure about you, you're not sure about me. Now you put yourself in that space.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not ready to step up, when a man ready to step up, 9 times out of 10, some men like to chase. I ain't gonna lie.
So basically, women tend to cut themselves at the beginning out of being a safe space.
Putting themselves first in situations where they should be tending to the man they're dealing with. I can say something small, right? I was talking to a girl maybe not last year, the year before, right?
Mm.
And we had a good time. We went and had a good time on the beach and shit. And stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
We went and had a good time on the beach, right?
Right.
And I know she liked to do that. I know she liked to go to shows. I know she liked to go out to eat.
Right.
Do that. But when I say, yo, you know what? My birthday about to come up. And she say, no, I was thinking on my birthday, your birthday, we should do XYZ. XYZ was literally something about her. It wasn't nothing that I would enjoy, nothing that I'm looking forward to doing, nothing that I'm telling her I want to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking in a situation like, oh, you selfish. It's not about me. It's never going to be about me.
Okay.
And like I said, that's small. I'm not saying she a bad person. I just know she not seeing past herself in majority of situations when it's supposed to be a situation about somebody else outside of herself.
Mm-hmm.
And I see her still choose herself, then at that point it's like, all right, you might be cool, but you're not my person.
Right. So, question. Okay. So why do men get with women that can't be safe spaces for them? That like
The physical part? You mean the physical part?
No, because we're talking about being a safe space for someone, right? That's what we're talking about. Being a safe space for someone, or I should say, being a safe space for a black man.
Right.
Because we're not gonna say anybody else, but shouldn't you find that safe space at the beginning?
You don't know if a person is a safe space. That you should look for it, but you don't know that the person. You don't know who that is until y'all go through real stuff. Until y'all in real situations, you don't know at the beginning. There's no way at the beginning you're gonna see somebody and say, you know what, this gonna be safe. But the bond y'all have and how y'all build and how y'all interact and what you feel comfortable talking with about over time, that's what's gonna determine that.
Okay. Because, so do you, okay, because I'm still, I guess what I'm caught up on, right? I'm caught up on is how can a woman like myself, right? How can a woman like myself show at the beginning that I'm a safe space?
I don't know nothing about that. Like, I can't.
So you never met a safe space before?
Yes,
You never met somebody at the beginning. You were like, she pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? Let me gauge her
I'm
out.
still taking my time to open up to you. I'm not just giving it to you all on day
I know
one.
you do.
That's not happening. That's not how
Here
it
you
goes.
go.
That's not how it goes. We can go out and have a good time from day one. We can.
Well, not necessarily day one, but you can tell if a person has potential, right?
So
At day one or day, I mean, not the first day that you meet the person, but you know what I'm saying? You can tell, like, okay, this person is healed, or this person seems like they may have that place to be a safe space. Do you think you ever?
I mean, again, that go with that. To me, that go with that situational. Like, are we just going bowling? We just going to an escape room? Are we just going to the movie? Are we just going to a restaurant? Or are we sitting and talking? Are we going to? Are we doing things that require interaction where I'm learning you for real? Where because you can date somebody for a long time and still not know who they are.
And that's what I'm trying to say. That's what, like,
So
so how do you?
safe space? Like,
But I feel like if you're not being who you are, that's not a safe space for you to be who you are.
no, you're supposed to be who you are from the beginning, but really you meet the representative for a long time. And they say usually you don't know a person until y'all actually live together. A lot of people say until you live with a person, you really don't know them. All right. Then there's other times where you go through something with somebody and you like, you know what, I rock with that person. This person was with my side when I was at my lowest. Or this person saw me lose this part and that person ain't leave my side. They saw me fall off. I lost this family member. I went through this myself and this person is still here. Okay, now this is a person I feel like I can talk to about things because I know this person is really here for me.
Oh, don't. Okay. Because that's not always true. You can push in those times. You can push good people away.
I believe that too. If a person is not in a space to share and they feel like what I know, if a person ain't ready to open up and you push them to open up, you really push them away. You pushing them away because you trying to force them to do something that they're not trying to do in the moment.
Right.
Like that's, and I'm not a cheating guy myself. I'm not championing cheating. Why you think there's a lot of guys who will go for the good time with the girl that they know ain't meant to be past tomorrow when they already got the sure thing in front of them?
Why?
It's because in that moment it feels like it don't feel like a task. It feel like you just enjoying the moment and the person is enjoying you in the moment too, right? And like I said, I ain't champion cheating, I ain't making no excuse, but if I know I gotta go home and I know I gotta argue, I'm liable to go to the bar, sit by might strike up a conversation. Oh, this chick cool. I don't mean nothing by this girl. But then I end up, kicking it with this girl because she's just a good time. But I got something at home. That happened a lot. You, like...
No, I mean, I've seen it.
And you looking like, oh, he cheated with something that looked like that? He moved with something that looked like that? I look like this.
Well, my grandma told me that's that was the reason for whorehouses, is that for men to like open up to the person that they're paying for, because they knew that they can't open up to their wives at home.
So,
and that's basically what it was. You wanted a companionship. I think that's what
that's called?
No. Companionship is just like me and you going to the movies.
No. So
you see what I'm saying?
Said back in the day, the way that whorehouses were established was for men.
No. There wasn't established for that. She was saying a lot of times they would go to that because they would go to that specific woman. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll be like, I want Cheryl Dean. You know what I'm saying? And he's opening up to Cheryl Dean.
Cheryl Dean is crazy.
Right, but Cheryl Dean will sit there and listen to all his problems, and then he zips up his pants and he goes home. You see what I'm saying? So, I'm not gonna say what my grandma said.
Shout out to Geraldine.
Yes.
Geraldine.
You know what I'm saying? Geraldine, and that's when they build those relationships. You know what I'm saying? That's how side chicks end up being more serious because they can go there and. Do you get it now?
I understand what you're saying, but I don't play with the letting, like.
No, I feel like side chicks get a different side. They get the side that the man is more laxed and more in the moment, right? So that's why I don't know, because I've never been a side chick. Have I been a side chick? No, I've never been a side chick.
You would never know if you was or not.
That is true. So, well, I don't ever know if I was a side chick. But anyway.
You'll never know if you was or not. But,
Terrible, y'all. Terrible.
But,
if I was talking to anybody, I hope I wasn't a side chick. But anyway. I'm just saying.
Like I don't make the mistake. Well, again, I'm not a cheater, but I would never make the mistake of telling the chick on the side anything that she could bring up to my girl, because one thing.
So you don't think side chicks were places for men to actually like make a safe space with?
A safe space. If he planning on leaving this girl that he with for another girl, he might deem her as a realer one than the one he with, and then he can share information. But if it's just we getting together to have fun, we going out to a bar, I'm gonna meet you at the bar, then we gonna go back to a room or something, or we gonna go this place, I'm gonna go to your crib, but she can't come to mine. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that we telling her what's going on at home, unless you just sloppy like that, because you don't never give your.
You can be pillow talking.
Yeah, you don't never give another woman the one up on your lady.
But But that might be your way of doing things.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying? Because there's people out there that have done that and be like, did you know your man did this? I never knew. But Geraldine, she knowing everything. She knowing how what's going on at work. She's knowing how stressful the manager is. Like, she knows all of that. And he comes every week, opens up. It's like Geraldine ends up being his counselor with the attached to it. You know what I'm saying? So where do you get a safe space from? Because I feel like people get safe spaces from all different places. It doesn't always have to be a relationship. So I'm just wondering, why and where does a woman start with building that safe space?
You can't force it. You gotta let the relationship happen. Like, you can't.
So you have to wait.
You can't force love. You can't force a person to communicate that don't want to communicate. You can tell them at the beginning that communication is something that's important to you. You can tell them that this X, Y, and Z is your do's, don'ts. You got your strong requirements, and then you got things that's not so important. You can say all of that. It sounds great. Like, it's good to communicate, but thinking somebody is gonna live by a list that you have for the remainder of your life, and y'all never gonna go away from that, that's not even realistic.
Right.
The way that I see bonds and like when it comes to any type of bond, love, friendships, partnerships, anything, it starts with experiences, it starts with real communication, and it happens as it goes. If you try to force it, it don't work out. Nothing works out when you try to force it, but when you let it flow naturally, 9 times out of 10 it goes how it's supposed to go.
Right. I'm trying to see if I can't do it. I'm trying to see if T Walt is still here. T Walt, are you still live? Because he wants to say on the spot, correction is needed. When there is a discrepancy, 2 people have to establish a way to feel open to address the situation. However, when anger and aggression takes over, then allow time. So I don't know if he's still. And then Sideways Radio, I'm sorry. He says they have therapists for safe spaces. Couples should be too busy loving one another. How do you feel about that?
love is supposed to be a safe space. Like, if you can't talk to the person you supposedly in love with, then I don't know what to tell you. Like, if you feel like you can't talk to that person, I don't think that's love, to be honest. It might be somebody you like. It might be somebody you comfortable with. But how comfortable can you be, or how much can you love a person that you can't talk to?
What do you think about that, Sideways? Because I mean, because when you say black men in silence, we go back to black men hurt in silence. How can they unhurt in silence?
That's something we're working on. And I mean, people gotta work on themselves. Like, again, it starts in the mirror. You work on yourself as a man, and then really, you don't accept anything less than what you deserve from anybody. You gotta set your boundaries, know your value, and if the lady you with I ain't gonna say living up to expectations, is not communicated. If she's not giving you what you need, then you need to find a woman who does fall in line with that.
So basically, men tend to build with women that are not safe spaces.
We stay even when we not happy. Women will leave a relationship regardless of anything else. Like, let her girls hyper up to leave. Women to leave a relationship. A dude to stay even when he ain't happy, when he ain't getting what he feel like he needs. He feel like he committed. We not so quick to leave. We not.
Okay. I've heard that. I've seen that. So I'm just, so after this whole hour of listening to you, I'm going to say what I believe that you're saying. You're saying that there's no way that I can show that I am a safe space when you meet me. Correct.
I'm saying that you gotta let it happen in time with communication, bonding, and being there. That's how you build a safe space. But it's not happening from day one.
I'm not saying from day one, like I just met you, hey, hi, I'm a safe space. No, I'm talking about somebody you're dating, like you're the beginning of the dating stages. You know what I'm saying?
Go through something with that person. Like, be there for that person. Show that person that you more than about yourself. Show the person.
So show selflessness.
Yes.
When I first meet, like not when I first meet you, but be a person that is selfless.
Yeah.
Right? Which will help open up the ability to communicate more and to be a safe space for that person.
That's the way it works.
And there you go, ladies. There you go. Well, thank you for tuning in. This was 7 City Ced, and I'm Toya V, and I will see you next Thursday from 8 to 9. Stay tuned, because I don't know what the topic is.